How to produce effective photography. Photographs are the first thing people look at on social media. Photographs are universal. You do not need to speak a specific language to understand them. A single image can convey more information about a scene than even several written paragraphs. Because cameras on mobile devices are getting better and better, they put the power of photography in the hands of everyone. Because of this, you must produce excellent photographs in order to engage the audience with your message. Posts with photographs get more priority on social media and are more likely to be seen. A good photographer looks at each scene as a set of components or parts. They organize those parts in the frame. What is excluded from the frame can be as important as what is included. The best way to learn this skill is by repeated practice. The more pictures you take, the more your skill will improve. There are 3 points we will be speaking about: the rule of thirds, working the layers, and peak action, as well as some technical recommendations. The rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is the fundamental technique of good composition. It is a medieval European concept for composing pictures. It breaks down the frame into 9 equal rectangles. Many cameras, including smartphones, will allow you to display the grid over the camera's image. Good photographers compose along the intersections of lines within the frame to tell their story. Amateurs tend to place the subject in the middle of the frame because they focus on the person rather than the entire picture. Working the layers. Working the layers is an important part of composition. Because a photograph is a rectangular, two-dimensional space into which we compress a visual idea of the three-dimensional world, creating distinct layers in your frame like foreground, middle ground, and background helps you tell a clearer, more complex visual stories with your photography. Capturing peak action. Position and timing are important tools when telling a visual story. Good photographers anticipate action and position themselves to make the most of it. Don't be afraid to move around as a photographer. Make sure that you are capturing moments of action, such as the hammer being swung, rather than snapping the picture after the action is finished. The last thing to keep in mind is technical considerations. You must know your device. In addition to the basics of good photography technique, it is important to understand the technical limitations of your device. Don't use zoom because it will affect the quality of your image. Always move closer using your feet rather than the zoom. Know what platform you are publishing on. Use your phone to post content immediately and use a DSLR if you want to post a series of photographs of an event and will post them later. Choose a format that works. If you intend to publish a photo with text, you may want to shoot in portrait. If you will use a photo on your website or on your Facebook or Twitter cover photo, you should shoot it in landscape. If the image will be posted to Instagram, you should have a segment of the photo that can be cropped to a square. Managing your light is important, because if the image is too dark or too bright, it won't be clear to your viewers. If there are lights available, move the lights closer or further from the subject. Place the main source of light in front of the subject, but make sure that your own shadow does not fall in the frame. Take care of your equipment. Be sure to keep your batteries charged and clean your lenses regularly. Always make sure you have enough memory to capture all the photos you will need. In the end, it's important to remember: a single image can convey more information about a scene than even several paragraphs, and your main goal is to reach the biggest number of followers. The rule of thirds breaks the frame into 9 equal rectangles. Photographers try to tell their stories within them. By working the layers, you can tell clearer and more complex visual stories. In order to capture peak action, the photographer must anticipate the action and prepare to capture it. Finally, remember the technical considerations that will help you capture more professional photos.